Okay, so we should be recording now. So we're all good to go. Thanks to everybody who's here. It's only going to be a quick update today because most of the news that we've got to cover is stuff that's really just delayed for a week. So we've been speaking to what is one of the biggest NFT promotion groups in the world, and they regularly get NFT projects away in minutes. That deal is hopefully getting finalized tomorrow in another meeting. So we'll be able to update you on that as soon as that goes through. That is why the NFT drop hasn't, well, that's one of the reasons why the NFT drop hasn't happened today, only because we want to get the maximum effect out of it for you guys and obviously for the community and to support the token. So rather than going off half-cocked, you know, one of the guys that I follow, Nick Peterson, who does a fantastic job with the Wolf Den, he always says patience is key, making sure that you make the right moves at the right time, and getting all the pieces on the board and making sure that we can play properly. So if we can just get that right, the guys who are building the NFT drop, my coders who are in Malaysia, they need a little bit more time, and I don't want to risk it going wrong. So that's the main reason that we're going to delay the NFT drop until next week. The other thing that we realized, and those of you that know us know we run S Media, which is the UK's leading YouTube ads agency. From dealing with a load of our clients, obviously we found over the last few days, with it being Black Friday and Cyber Monday, it's made a massive disruption to all online activity. People are spending money elsewhere as well. And then there was the BSC, the Binance Smart Chain update yesterday, which nobody knew whether it would go perfectly or not. But obviously it's gone through smoothly without any hitches, I think. But that was another thing, that the network was massively congested as well yesterday. So we didn't want to drop it yesterday and cause ourselves a problem just for the fact that people couldn't transact or transact as easily as they wanted to. As we've also been talking to people, one of the things that we've been debating is whether we drop these NFTs on BSC or ETH or Polygon or wherever. The decision's been made, it's going to be on BSC, and the first drop will happen on Wizard. So wizard.financial is where they will drop. We have a partnership lined up with Knight. So the exchange NightSwap.financial or finance, maybe somebody can correct me on that, finance. That DEX will be listed on either next week or the week after. I've been negotiating. Some of you will have noticed that there are some other exchanges that we've been talking to, notably P2P, B2B. I'm trying to tie a deal up with them, but it's got to be right for us. So I'm trying to make sure that they actively market the project as soon as we get listed, rather than just get a listing. So talking to them, that will include us getting access to CMC and CoinGecko as part of that listing, but that's something that I'm still negotiating. So until that deal's done, I'm not obviously going to announce it, but those of you who are here are aware that's going on. That is an investment on our part to get onto a new exchange, as is it with Knight as well. So that's another big investment. We have got other investors coming into the project at the moment, really big investors, and I had a conversation with somebody who's a billionaire this week, and he's talking to other members of his circle to come into the project as well. So it's all lining up perfectly. And I know people are impatient. I'm as impatient as you guys, trust me. I want this done as quickly as possible, but I also want it done right, and I want it to line up properly so that we get you the biggest benefit just, well, before Christmas and then into the new year. Some of those names that we're talking to are world famous names. And as you can imagine, those type of deals don't come along with a handshake. They come along with a contract and stipulations that people have to follow. So those deals are being done. They're just not as quick as I might like, but they are, yeah, they are a long way along the path of getting done. So that's pretty much where we're up to this week. We've set up further social profiles, so if anybody wants to, please follow us on Instagram, which is joke.community. That's been set up today. TikTok's coming. Twitter's obviously already active. We're obviously active on Telegram here. We're going to get the account verified on Telegram this week, all being well. That isn't as simple a process as I would have liked. So those guys are, is somebody dialing me? Antoine, you're supposed to be listening, not dialing me on my phone. Right, so the guy who runs Instagram is calling me. Right, hold on.
I'll just
Antoine. And, hello. Hey, you're supposed to be watching the AMA, not phoning me up at the same time. Yeah, I'll call you back in 10. All right.
Okay, all right. Can I just add a few bits in, Simon, there as well? I think just to echo what Simon said on stage at Houston as well about not rushing things. I think we all want things to go as fast as possible. And I know with some of the guys in the mods and in the mods and admins group that I've set up on Telegram, we have been building out a marketing plan, action plans. There's been a lot of work done by the team from S Media at this end. So please bear with us. We want to make sure we've got everything right. We want to make sure that we communicate the right things to all of you guys so you're best armed and involved. So one of the things that's happening tomorrow, because obviously of different restrictions in place, is Simon and I are together tomorrow, where we'll be going through quite a lot and finalising quite a few other bits. So over the course of the next 2 days, I'll be having a lot more conversations with the mods and admins over everybody doing their bit on social media and what we're saying, what we're communicating. There's been a lot of other stuff, design work being done behind the scenes. So again, in that spirit of not rushing, even though we just want to do it right. So there's going to be a lot of stuff happen over the next couple of days and into next week, and everything's starting to tie up now, I think, and start to level out to make sense. Because what we don't want to do is send out mixed messages, the wrong thing to the wrong people. So different people say this. So I do appreciate your patience in that. I know it must be frustrating, but also I think we all understand we're all working at different time zones as well. And I think the thing for Simon and I is at the moment is that we're kind of doing like double days almost, because we're having to do our mornings and days, and then if things are drifting into the night on different levels. So again, bear with us a little bit while all that balances out, because there's a lot of work gone on. I mean, Simon spent 3 days solid on the NFTs. If anybody has got any questions, you can contact Simon and myself. We're all part of different groups. One of the things we will be doing within the main Telegram group, we will be sharing various handles for TikTok, Twitter, and all those other things. And we're going to encourage everybody to just connect with everybody and start spreading that word, so it kind of grows its own momentum. But again, it does take time.
But there are, so everybody's aware, there are 2 really, really big groups of investors, like with 10,000 plus people in them. The heads of those groups are ready to bring their communities into the project. I'm not bringing them in until the NFT drop happens, because they have to tie that in with people coming to buy the NFTs. If I bring those people in this week without the NFT drop, what would happen is the price will shoot up. Loads of people will buy the tokens. Yes, we get loads of more holders, but by the time the NFT drop comes, then the price starts dropping down again, people taking profits. And we want to tie people into, I want you to buy the NFT because you want it and you realize the value in it, not because you just want to flip it. And that's not what we want. We want to take this to tens of thousands of more holders in the next couple of weeks. It just relies on that NFT drop coming out, the promo that goes around that, the groups that are going to come at the same time, all of those things hitting in an order rather than a sporadic, like let's bring a load in today, price goes up, people sell, price goes down. It's not, I want the right people in the project, people who believe that and know we are going to develop what we say we're going to do. So we are going to run comedy clubs in the metaverse. That, like, I don't know if anybody saw this week, somebody paid $2.4 million for a 6.09 square foot plot on Decentraland, just so that they can run fashion shows and put ads in that particular space. That is ridiculous. So we will be and want to be the first to market with virtual comedy events in the metaverse. That is coming January, February. The tech exists. I'm doing that deal at the moment. It's all lined up. The tech is actually built. So it's just a case of me now, myself and Andy and the rest of the team, bringing worldwide known comedians into the project. Mm-hmm. And those, as I say, those negotiations are a very long way down the line. It's just making it fair so that when people do enter the project, as in household names, they are clear as what they're getting out of it and how their involvement will be expected to be over the at least first 6 to 9 months of that project. So lining up that, and I was talking to somebody about running the Live Aid of Comedy the other day, and he has the connections to do it. So, people that are on TV in the US all the time. But anybody else?
The thing Simon was going to say is that in terms of the team as well, I just want to make this really clear because it was on my mind last night. Obviously, Simon and myself had started the project. We got other people involved, sort of like Domingo and Dave Arena. The team has grown, and at the minute, between the founders, the people involved in the tech, the people involved in the marketing, the people involved in helping us in terms of mods and admins, and all you guys and everybody else, there's over 40 people involved in this project now, ranging from billionaires, leading marketers, comedians, all kinds of stuff. People who understand trading. So we've got, in my view, an absolutely phenomenal team of people that is growing daily with people who care about the project, who are all really close to us and working really hard themselves. So thank you to those that are helping us. But again, I just want to reiterate, that's a hell of a team to be having in the crypto space. And I think we've probably got one of the best that's out there, the way this is going. And it's also been done in a very different way. We're not doing it in the usual way. We're doing it in a way that we think is right for the project long term, as opposed to just quick gains. So I think that's really positive for us all.
And to be clear, I don't think there is a single person in that team that is being paid. Like, everybody believes in the project and everybody is invested in the project. So, I get approached day in, day out by people saying, and you'll see it on the Telegram, people saying, can I get a marketing proposal to whoever's in charge? Yeah, get them to send it to me. But the answer is always, I always say to them, well, you show me what you can do, prove what you can do, and then we'll talk about whether we can pay you. And we don't pay people. We actually expect them to get their value from investing and then working. And then, yes, they can obviously take some profit in the future when they've helped grow the project. So we are not having to spend very much money on marketing at all as it stands. And when we bring these big groups into the project next week, that's when we can take our hands off the steering wheel to some extent, because that raises some decent marketing capital for us and it brings in thousands of extra holders. And that's that is the job. You guys in this room now, and those, that already, and those that are watching this post, this broadcast, if you're watching this and you're already a holder, it's those people that come in next week that we need you to encourage, educate, teach them about the project, show them what we're going to do, and then make, get them to stay. So once the NFT drop has happened, then you have the ability to stake joke on Wizard and then you can earn NFTs that way as well. So what we're going to do is also get people to stake their NFTs to earn higher level access as well. So all of that brings the ecosystem into play. And if you've not seen it, have a look at the ecosystem document that Andy's posted before. It's in the pinned messages.
It is, yeah.
That has made it very clear to a lot of investors why they need to be in this project, and not just as a short-term, pump. We're not doing that. This is a project which is going to have some longevity. And when I say longevity in the crypto space, I'm probably talking 6 to 9 months. We can all do very well. So yeah, look, if anyone's got any questions, let's have them now. Or I don't want this to be, I don't want to rattle on every single AMA forever.
Hi, Andy.
Hello.
Hi, Amira.
How are you guys? Oh my God, I just want to say, it was my absolute pleasure meeting you guys. And I want to also say it didn't pass me that I got on stage that day and spoke about this guy from YouTube with an English accent, and you guys got on stage right behind me with an English accent talking about YouTube. I couldn't have wrote a better joke, y'all. It was fantastic. Hey, I have a quick question. I'm super new. I won't hold you long. Super new to crypto. I am a proud holder of Joe Token. I ain't going nowhere. Okay. I will be here. I'm a holder. I'm proud. I'm also bringing some comedians into the ecosystem. And me, I trade daily with Hassani Brown. He's on the call. I'm okay. But I have some struggling comedians that I brought in and dropped some videos. And at the time you guys were saying it was $10 a video. Me, I prefer a token, or however y'all want, I love a token. But these guys are asking me now, hey, I had Forster Nicholson, I think I brought in, and comedian Chris G. Dropped a few videos. They're just wondering how does it go. They didn't get a chance to leave you guys their email. And going forward, I just want to make sure when I'm bringing these comedians in, I'm telling them the proper information about how it goes when you drop a joke. Does it get voted on? How? I'm just a little murky. I know the ecosystem is posted again. I'm super new to this, guys. If you can understand my mumbo jumbo right there and clear a little bit up, I'll be extremely grateful. And thank you guys again for everything.
No, and it was a pleasure meeting you in Houston, Amira. It was amazing, and to hear your story about how you'd been affected by people working on your, taking your material. And I have spoken about your experience to other people, not naming names, but as you're on here, if you're okay, would you just tell people what happened to you? Is that all right?
Oh, absolutely. I'm still an amateur comedian, but I'm 11 years in the game. Sometimes you don't make it to 30 years, whatever. I'm still an amateur comedian. That's what I consider myself, right? I'm still a student of comedy. Young comedian got invited to do Atlantic City show, 2 shows, I was 2 years in the game. I didn't have much material. I was talking about wigs and high heels back then. Most black women, that's what we talk about when we jump on the stage. We talk about a good wig and the high heel. Or the kids, and a famous comedian. His name is J. Anthony Brown, because I cussed him out when I finally met him in person. I went to his show a few years later, performed. But anyway, in Atlantic City, two shows, 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock. I walked in the door, and I'm all, fangirling over this guy singing Drumline. He's Nick Cannon's boy. He's all over cable. I'm going crazy. Oh my God. He goes, what's your name? And I said, Amira Ryan. Oh my God. He goes, do you have anything on YouTube? And every time I tell this story, I'll get worked up. And me, like the dummy, I'm like, yeah, check me out on YouTube. He went to the back in the little loft they had us sitting, and I saw him on his phone, and I kept hearing his laugh. Said, that sounds like my video. Well, they called his name to start the show, and lo and behold, he got on that stage and did my 2 little jokes. the two little jokes, my little killer jokes. That's all I had in my arsenal. My two little killer jokes. He did them right in front of my face and walked by me and left me as a new comedian. I had a decent show. That second show was awful. It kept me out of comedy for about 6 months. I'm about to get worked up over here. But it kept me out of comedy because it affected me. It affected me, but it didn't drown me and it didn't keep me out. I got back up and kept writing. I have a stack of jokes written, 2 boxes of jokes written. I refuse to put any of them on YouTube, and that's my story.
That's right. You make yourself unstealable. You know what I mean? You keep going. But I do want to add on to that from a comedian point of view, because, you know, a lot of people on this project may not know kind of where we're at in our level. You know, I've been doing this almost 18 years, and like Louis C.K. says, you know, you're a new comedian until you get to about year 20. You know what I mean? So, you know, the thing that I want to bring up about that too is that once that happens, they win, right? Because if you're a bigger comedian, and whether you put that on a special or not, you know, let's just say you put that on a special or you have it, you know, a proven, that's your joke now, right? I mean, if that comedian actually has a special or has done that on TV, there's no way America can fight that, because, you know, that's already now their copyright and they're, you know, it's on some sort of published show. But even let's just say even at a lower level, even if they don't put that out there and just use it on stage, the bigger comedian's always going to win, because you're not going to, it's hard to fight that, because you run the risk of getting blacklisted because, you know, you're causing trouble then, you know what I mean? Like there's those politics, you know, most people wouldn't think comedy would be like that in terms of politics, but it is, you know what I mean? Like it's really hard to fight that kind of stuff. So I love your story. It's happened so many times, but I also like to kind of give that perspective from our point of view so that other people can understand kind of what we deal with, you know, way more often than it should happen. So.
And talking to bring in more comedians, Amira, we really do appreciate that. Much love for bringing those people on board. If they want to upload more jokes, yes, please do. We will extend that offer of more $10 jokes if people want to upload them, especially if they're professional comedians. If those guys want to email me directly, or I will message you my email after this AMA. If you get them to email me their wallet addresses, I'll just transfer them, whatever, because I know a couple of them have done more than one video. And then if you've got others that you can bring, please do. There's going to be more coming into the project. Thank you. You know, thank you so much for getting involved. You're on silent.
We love it. We love it. The graphics. Oh my God, the graphics on that video I thought was so awesome. I felt like I was jumping into the metaverse. I just thought that little curtain, the music with my goofy facial, my voice, hackety hag. It was just, I freaking thank you. This project, I told you when I met you guys in Houston, I won't take up all the time, but I told you right to your face that you guys were there specifically for me. I still feel like that. I don't care. I was like the only comedian in the house. I was, oh my God, I opened up for you guys. Like that, putting that on my resume, by the way, Simon and Andy.
You're on silent, Andy. Andy, you're on silent.
We'll be seeing you in Vegas as well, Amira.
Absolutely.
We'll be there. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
For those that don't know, we're already booked to go and speak in Vegas in April to take the joke project there and talk to 5,000 people on stage. So that's going to be awesome. Yeah. An amazing journey to come. Just got to get this NFT drop done next week. And then a much, much bigger deal is coming after that. But like I've always said, right, we won't make any, I'm not going to make any promises on these AMAs that we won't fulfill. So, you know, I'm not going to pump, you know, this, that, and the other rumor. We'll bring the news when it's coming. one more week and we'll be there.
Yeah. And there's a lot of work being done behind the scenes. A lot of work. Okay.
I hung out with these guys for like 2 days. They're freaking awesome. I don't need to talk over you, Andy, but I want the group to know that. Like, you guys are in England, so I met you guys.
Oh, it's cut out.
This is her comedy routine. She just speaks and no words come out.
It kept cutting out, Amira. Kept cutting out. Anyway,
it was like one of those silent. The odd word just came out.
Simon,
I found it funny anyway. Yeah. Hey, Morrow, good to see you on here.
Yeah. It'll be
afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Happy Jarmy.
Happy Jarmy. Yeah, up the Jarmy.
Up the Jarmy. We are Jarmy.
So there's a few more people joined in. Obviously, this recording, I'll stick it on the group after. Anybody wants to comment or contact me afterwards, please do so. The offer of uploading more jokes, you will see that the channel is now starting to build non-one-liners, which is where we want it to go. So we just need a few more comedians on there. By all means, spread the word, Amira. Anyone else who's got some pro comedians, bring them on. And I've even had some messages this week on Twitter from pro comedians saying, loving what you're doing, want to NFT my work. Ted Alexandro's been in touch again. He's got a 1 hour special that he wants us to release as an NFT. And I have a conversation with a world famous name. I would have liked to have had it by now this week. I haven't had the conversation yet. Antoine, who was calling me halfway through the AMA, is the person who's arranging that.
Yeah.
If we get to release the NFT, I think we're going to get to release, that will make the project in one go.
Yeah.
Because that NFT will sell for millions on its own. But anyway, let me pull that off and then we'll bring it back to the group. So we'll probably, if anybody else has got a question, shout now. Otherwise, we'll bring this to an end today.
We will be doing another AMA next week as well. Probably do one on Monday or Tuesday, Simon.
Well, they're going to have to ramp up because as we go on to the new exchanges, they'll want us on for AMAs.
Yeah.
And as the NFT drop happens, the people who are promoting that will want us. Yeah. And some of the biggest groups in the world that are running these crypto projects, one of those is going to have us on as well. So again, no promises, but just to keep you in the loop, that is what's happening. Next week should be a really, really, really big week. So a life-changing week.
Amira, we need to get you and I need to get the first joke community comedy show going. We can NFT that as well. Since we're not.
Can I ask, how do completely non-funny people fit into all of this?
Non-funny people?
Yeah, like myself. Just wondering, how do we fit in?
I'm sure, John, you do have some jokes to tell, and I look forward to seeing one of them on the channel this week, seeing as you've just volunteered.
Very well put, Simon. Very well put.
I'll tell you what, I'll take you on if you want, and then we'll see. We'll have a vote off against my joke and your joke.
Okay, we'll drop them. Let's drop the mic. Who's got the worst joke?
Not the worst. No. We should have a competition. We'll run the first competition. See who's funniest.
Okay, let's do that.
Anyone else who fancies taking part? Well, we'll put a prize up in the group. Right, we'll put a prize up, and at one of the AMAs we will vote openly as to who's last and gets the wooden spoon. John, sorry.
You know what's scary? When I was looking for all the jokes for the NFTs, I literally went through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of jokes. There was one set about sheep that was really funny to start with. By the end of the 100, I'd lost my sense of humor. Too many sheep jokes.
Yeah, and just so people know, that NFT drop, there's 2,000 animals already done, 100. So there's 20 different animals, 100 of each. They all have unique jokes on them. So they're all individually unique NFTs. This first drop will be the only time that happens. So that's what the main promotion will be next week. The week after is going to be another 10,000. So that's what we're looking for people to. When you see that happen, get on Twitter, start talking about it using NFT hashtag, NFT drop hashtag, all of these different things, making sure that we can all work as a team and going in and raiding particular accounts so that we get traction. I'm sure we won't need it with the people we've got coming, but you know, I see certain other projects failing because it's just left to the 2 or 3 people that are running it. The way we will win and beat all the other projects out there is by having a group which really believes in it, and we all just do a little piece each. Obviously, Andy and I will do the most, right? We haven't got a problem with that. But if you can all help out in your own ways, like Amira's helping, bringing comedians, Dave is, John with his non-funny jokes, and if anybody else, well, I'll put that competition up later this afternoon. We'll give it a week. I'll put a decent prize up. And obviously anybody who submits as a joke in the meantime can get $10 as well. And if you want to be paid in joke tokens, we can do that equally. So there you go, Amir. You can have a double whammy. Anyone else got a question before we break off? I'm going to give that 3, 2, 1, no. So we'll cut it off for today. Thanks for everybody for attending.
Yeah, guys.
I'll put that comp up, and then I'll keep you all updated what's happening with the NFTs. So thanks for coming. See you soon.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.